Hello students, today we are going to discuss about genetic disorders. As a matter of fact, let us first know what is genetic disorder. Genetic disorders are such kind of disorders or diseases that occur or happen due to certain changes or mutation in genes or chromosomes. These are usually inherited and may appear early in life, or it can also appear at the later stage. These are of two types. What are those? The Mendelian ones, Mendelian disorders, and the second one is chromosomal disorders. Let's study them one by one. Mendelian disorders or single gene disorders. That's the second name of Mendelian disorder. They occur due to change in single gene of DNA sequence, and they follow the Mendel's laws of inheritance. So these are autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, sex-linked dominant and sex-linked recessive. Let's study them one by one. So let's start with autosomal dominant disorder. Here it is found in every generation, both males and females, both are affected, and the heterozygous type, it shows the affected individuals. And the best example is Huntington's disease. It is the late onset neurological disorder. Second in line is autosomal recessive disorder. Here both the sexes are affected. These may but skip generations as they are recessive. It is usually found in cases where relatives mate or get married. The examples here are phenylketonuria, which affects the mind and leads to mental retardation. The second one is thalassemia that causes severe anemia. The third one is cystic fibrosis, which affects the lungs severely. Then we have albinism that causes white skin color. Now the third one is sex-linked dominant disorder. What happens here? Both males and females are affected, found in every generation, but here the females are mostly affected. There is no case or system of carriers. And the big example is Rett syndrome, or vitamin D resistant rickets. The fourth one is sex-linked recessive. Here what happens? We find crisscross inheritance. Here males are mostly affected, females act as carriers. Now let us start with the examples. First it's hemophilia, then color blindness, and third we will deal with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. What happens here? In color blindness, even a small cut or injury leads to excessive bleeding. Why does it happen? It happens due to deficiency of certain clotting factors. Hemophilia A, it occurs due to deficiency of clotting factor 8, and hemophilia B, it occurs due to deficiency of clotting factor 9, also known as Christmas disease. This disease is found in the family tree or pedigree of queen bacteria because the females are usually carriers here. Next in line is color blindness. What is color blindness? The person affected with color blindness is unable to distinguish colors. For example, red and green color. It happens due to mutation of opsin gene. The opsin gene is responsible for eye color and it is located on X chromosome. Now we have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It happens due to mutation of dystrophin gene. As a result of that, the skeletal muscles progressively degenerate. Now let us move towards chromosomal disorders. Chromosomal disorders happen or occur due to change in the structure or number of chromosomes. Let's study them one by one. First, it's the turn of numerical chromosomal disorder. It is generally not inherited, but it occurs due to certain errors during meiotic division. As a result of that, what happens? Either the chromosome number is increased or it is decreased. Let's start with some examples. Turner syndrome. Here the female is usually affected because it has X0 type genes and the karyotype here is 45 instead of 46. What happens here? Females become sterile, the ovary is not fully developed and they are short in height. The opposite one is Klinefelter's syndrome. Here the males are severely affected because they get an X chromosome, extra X chromosome, XXY, and it's 47 instead of 46. So what happens? The males become sterile and they have less body hair and the testes are underdeveloped or small. Now we have trisomy 21. It occurs in both males and females. Here the Down syndrome, that's the classical example. What happens in Down syndrome? There is trisomy of chromosome 21. And as a result of that, what happens? Mentally, the intellectual capacity of a person is compromised. It is not fully developed. It leads to short stature or height and flat broad face is found. Mainly flat face, you can say that. Now let us move towards the other one. What is the other one? It is the structural chromosomal disorder. And the best example is cry-do-chat syndrome. Cat-like cry. It happens due to deletion of short arm of chromosome 5. Then we have the example of CML. It's leukemia. It's a sort of leukemial disease. Chronic myelogenous and it's leukemia. Chronic myelogenous leukemia, also known as Philadelphia disease. What happens? It occurs due to the translocation of chromosome 9 and 22. As a matter of fact, structural chromosomes take place or occur due to deletion, translocation, insertion and duplication of chromosomes. So these things happen due to structural changes take place. So we have studied the complete chapter of principles of inheritance and variation. So do like my videos, subscribe my channel if you haven't done so, and good night to all of you.